Grown Folks Production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 300 for the OMFL Press Pass Live number 300. And my guy Trey has been in the chat here for a couple of minutes, and I haven't been able to talk to you, Trey, because, well, Discord and my setup have not been agreeing today. So anyway, I couldn't talk to you before the stream started. But welcome to episode 300, Trey. How you doing today, bud?
I made it back for 300? Let's go!
You made it back for 300, and I'm gonna have to kill the volume just a little bit here, because Discord again has this thing pumped up. I think we're gonna blow everybody's speakers out. Man, before we get into this thing, everybody's here. It's Hall of Fame class of Madden 23. How was your trip? You got to go watch some AEW?
That's on Saturday. I gotta go to a Pirates game though.
Got to go to a Pirates game. How was that?
Good. I almost got a home run.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get you down a little bit more. I don't know why it's so loud. We're going to get him fixed up here. Pittsburgh Pirates just drafted my guy Paul Skeens, number one LSU first team to have number one and number two player go in the Major League Draft. But they're not here to hear about the draft. They're not here to hear about AEW. They're here to find out about class of 2023. That's right, class of 2023 is here. Let's jump right into it. We only had 3 players submitted for the OMFL Hall of Fame this year, and to be honest, it was one of our lower numbers that we have ever had here in the OMFL, and I don't know why that was. We had some really great players. Any kind of knee-jerk reactions of why we only had 3 players actually presented for the OMFL Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I kind of shocked. Like, there were so many players that you figured would be Hall of Fame worthy, and I guess maybe people just didn't want to post it or didn't think they were worthy enough.
Yeah, it was a little weird, and again, we're trying some new stuff here, but we're going to get it figured out. I promise. Just hang in there with us. We're going to make sure that we get it all squared away. Actually, let me make sure these are all turned on the way that I need them to be turned on. Weird. Good. These are not. Why are these muted? There we go. Guys, this is what happens when you take like 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks off, whatever it's been for the OMFL. Things start to go haywire. Yeah, I don't know why the numbers were so low either. I thought we had some spectacular Madden drafted players. We had some great imports, but we only had 3. We had 1 from the Detroit Lions, we had 1 from the New Orleans Saints, and we had 1 from the Houston Texans. And we're going to reveal exactly how that went today. So let's go to our very first one. And we're actually going to start with your guy. Let's go to our dude with the Detroit Lions. Mr. Alex Belton is going to be a Hall of Famer. Number 15 receiver. He was a first-round draft pick. Oh, no, he wasn't. I don't think he was a first-round draft pick. What round draft pick was this guy?
Third round?
Third-round draft pick. 6 seasons. 4 Pro Bowls, an OMFL Bowl champion, 571 receptions, 8,075 receiving yards, and 87 receiving touchdowns. He was a big play threat no matter where you put him. Your guys made the Hall of Fame, man. Tell us about Mr. Alex, and what do you think about him going down in OMFL history?
Yeah, got him Madden 23 cycle. Didn't really have speed at the receiver position with that Lions roster. And took him, and he just became the number 1 threat, whether it was returning the game, with deep balls. He just became a menace, and took a back seat when I got Jameson, but he was still productive. He was still being an elite receiver. It was cool to have 2 weapons that I could force somebody to have to play over the top and give me the underneath like Amon-Ra. So it was cool having 2 versatile weapons like that.
Yeah, look, your Lions are built on a big play offense, and that's exactly what they seem to do all year long. And Alex Belton was a big piece of that. A lot of the attention, a lot of the efforts for the defenses went to Williams, but Belton would come through on those big third downs. He'd come through with a big play. You would try to double Williams, and Belton was just so fast, so quick, such a good route runner. He's made the OMFL Hall of Fame for a reason. Now he's going to be etched with some of the big all-time names like my guy Tank Fords. But Mr. Alex Belton is making it for the Detroit Lions. A unanimous vote for Mr. Alex Belton. He got all of the votes. No one voted against him. He's going down in the OMFL Hall of Fame. All right, let's get to our next one here, and that's going to be Mr. Glenn Winslow. It's the year of the receiver. Again, surprised we didn't have more receivers, but both of these guys were 100% deserving of making the OMFL Hall of Fame. Mr. Glenn comes from the Houston Texans, a two-time Madden player, came from Madden 22 over to Madden 23. The number 86 wide receiver from the Houston Texans was big, tall, speedy, can make all the catches. 6 seasons, 512 receptions. Listen to this stat: 10,391 receiving yards and 99 receiving touchdowns. Dang it. Can we just get him one more receiving touchdown, Mr. Roger? But Glenn Winslow making it for the Houston Texans, a team that did not have the victories, didn't have the dubs on the record that they wish they would have had throughout Madden 22 or Madden 23. But anytime you lined up against the Houston Texans, you had to know where this player was, and it just felt like time and time again he would come through with big play after big play, helping the Houston Texans become competitive in most of his games. They didn't end up in W's, they did help keep the Texans competitive. Mr. Glenn Winslow making it to the OMFL Hall of Fame class of 2023. What do you think about Mr. Winslow?
It was becoming a running Roger. When it was me versus him, it was who was going to get more yards, Belton or Winslow, because they were just two versatile threats. And the fact that together they're both going in to the OMFL Hall of Fame together is just like a representative of how awesome that those two weapons were. They weren't the biggest receiver, but their speed was so dynamic for them that you had to play over the top or else you were going to get burned by them. And both me and Roger were not scared to throw to them.
Yeah, Winslow's size just comes to mind. I felt like he played bigger than maybe his physical size allowed it. He felt like a Mike Thomas type player out there. Another unanimous. Why am I struggling with that word? A unanimous decision again from the OMFL voting board as they voted in this guy again with no one voting against him. The Houston Texans didn't see the victories, didn't see the championships, didn't see the playoff runs. And for a guy still to make the OMFL Hall of Fame, even without all of those details that people usually like to see from players, says something about his playmaking ability. Mr. Glenn Winslow is going to go down in the OMFL Hall of Fame with some of the bigger names that we've seen out there. And I've never seen us add so many receivers. Usually it's like one guy per position group. Rarely can you get multiple guys from multiple positions, but I really do think both of these guys are very deserving for their OMFL Hall of Fame. Let's get over here. Let's bring this one back up and get to our last one. Mr. Glenn Winslow and Mr. Alex Belton were your two Hall of Famers. It's going to bring us to our last one, and that's going to be Mr. Logan Rhodes of my New Orleans Saints. The number 55 linebacker is making it to the OMFL class of 2023, a first-round pick, number 15 overall, 6 seasons, 4 Pro Bowls, 735 tackles, 53 of them for a loss, 11 sacks, 17 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 touchdowns on his career, which also spanned 2 different Madden cycles here. Logan became like a flyer pick. We knew that we had to replace Davis at some point because of the age. We end up drafting Rhodes. He started out at outside linebacker. The next season moved inside and just took over the team. Even this Madden started out as the middle linebacker. Davis was moved to the outside before we got off of that contract. And Logan just got better and better and better. And if it wouldn't have been his age, which I think ended up being 29 or 30 before the next Madden, we probably would have taken him into this Madden. But that contract was just so big. And well, the Madden Saints contract situation is not pretty. So couldn't take over another very large contract on another player that was going to be in his 30s. But Logan Rhodes, I think, was very deserving for another Hall of Fame presentee for the New Orleans Saints. And I think it's been almost every single Madden cycle we've been lucky enough to put a Hall of Famer in the OMFL Hall of Fame. Logan Rhodes, I think, was very, very well deserving. I would say not many games, only a handful of games became that player that absolutely took over, but just that consistent guy, just constantly always healthy, always there, always making plays. And it felt like every time our defense was stagnant, we needed a big play, Logan would come through with a big sack or knockaway, which isn't represented here, but he had tons of knockaway, knockdown passes. Logan was a great player for us, and I think well deserving for the OMFL Hall of Fame. What do you think about my guy, Logan Rhodes?
He played a key factor in a lot of the games that you snuck a win off on me there, Nate. He was one of those guys where you'd think he was pressuring you on a blitz, but he'd be able to just drop back and play coverage perfectly. And you couldn't really just assume that he was going to be in one place, because if you thought he was going to be in one place, he very well might be the place you're trying to throw the ball within a second. He had the instincts that you want from a linebacker, especially to play middle linebacker. And then when you move him on the outside, it just makes him even more of a threat to have a speedy middle linebacker type playing outside coverage. That's 1 in a million.
Really, really wish I could have taken him through 3 Maddens. There's only been like 2 players that I think have gone through 3 Madden cycles. Man, that contract is just too much to have to deal with as an aging player. But man, you're right. He just seemed to come through for my team time and time again and was such a great player. And that's it. The class this year is limited. We got Alex Belton of the Detroit Lions. We got Glenn Winslow of the Houston Texans. And we got Logan Rhodes of the New Orleans Saints. I wish we had more. I wish more of you, the owners, would have submitted some potential Hall of Fame members. But this is all we had. So we voted on the guys that we had. We compared them with the stats of the Hall of Famers that are already in the OMFL time again. They were well deserving, and yet another crop of great players that we know are going to just be guys that other Madden generated players are going to be compared to season in and season out. Does this guy match up? Does this guy's stats match up? And I think these 3 guys are going to raise that bar even higher for the next crop of players that come through here. Looks like my internet might have hiccuped. Do you sit with me, Trey?
Yep.
All right, Trey's still with me. So I don't know where everybody's at. Everybody is clearly on a break still. I am beyond ready, Trey, to get back to playing some Madden, to get back to the crew, to get everybody back rolling together. I've got some ideas for the stream, doing something brand new. You can see in the chat, you can actually start taking over the stream with this thing called Tangia, something new. It costs you like 50 cents an interaction, but it allows you to do all kinds of fun stuff. And so for like $5, you get a whole bunch of them that you can use anytime I'm streaming. It's a ton of fun. It's a way for us to earn a little bit more income that we can use for cool giveaways. You've seen all the changes. We've moved strictly to Discord. We got away from the website. We got away from the forums, trying to move ourselves into 2024, 2023, I guess, at the end of 2023 into 2024, trying to really keep the overhead low so that we can do more giveaways, we can do more t-shirts, we can do more stuff throughout the year. Things have just gotten so expensive. It just was the smart way to go and trying to make things more interacting and more easy to find things, and moving to the new app that we're moving to with the league, and to Discord being all the one place, the one-stop shop where you can find everything that you need. Hopefully this causes more people to interact, more people to engage, and we get more than just 3 OMFL Hall of Fame nominees. I see you, Bill, and I appreciate you. Bill's been grinding all summer, y'all. Been grinding, trying to keep this summer league going. I see him. I appreciate him. I appreciate those guys who've jumped yourselves into there and tried to help keep Bill going with the summer league. Trey, what do we think about the OMFL Hall of Fame class of 2023? How do they match up?
You said it yourself. These are the top of the line guys, and their stats were very arguable. And when you get 2-3 Madden cycles out of a guy, they should be. And those are the guys that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You get impact players that you know you have to bring, not across one, but two Madden cycles, and even a third, you argue it, depending on situations. Because I know, for me, I also argued myself with Belton. I wanted to bring him. I couldn't pay him the money he wanted at 30 years old going into the next Madden cycle.
It's always a money issue trying to figure out exactly what's what. As my son pokes his head in here. So evidently we're all having internet issues, but it's not our fault. Internet kind of hiccups and does its little thing that it wants to do, but it looks like it's stable now. We'll see how it goes. Same thing, I think, with Winslow. It was an age, it was a contract situation, and if you know anything about the New Orleans Saints, we are in contract purgatory, and it is not easy to manage that contract situation, but I am pumped about Madden 24. I really am. The game felt good. I'm excited about some potential FPR changes to make things easier to remember, open us up to new play styles, new team building styles, and just kind of open it up for not having to remember 50 different percentages or 50 different things that here and there around, did I call this too much? Did I call that too much? The game is giving us tools to manage that within the game, and it's going to be different. We're going to see guys abuse some things in Madden 24, but now you're empowered when somebody abuses something to abuse something back to stop it. Like you got to do what you got to do. If somebody's killing you at drags, you can now play a lot of heavy zone if you want. If somebody's killing you at streaks, you can play a lot of man. If you want to get after somebody's bad offensive line, you can blitz them a lot. If you want to slow the game down, you can eat the clock. So I'm excited about the content that's going to come out. I'm going to be upgrading my computer in the next couple of months, and that's going to open up all kinds of new opportunities for the stream and different things that I've got planned. I'm excited about some content that Maniac has planned. I'm just excited about all of it, and I'm ready to get back. I just miss seeing everybody. I cannot wait for OMFL Media Days. That feels like the start of the Madden season. Starts getting people re-energized, re-engaged in the chat. I just can't wait to get it going. Trey, any closing thoughts as we wrap it up here? We'll call it a day with the new introduction of the Madden 23 Hall of Fame class. Any closing thoughts?
It's getting ready to go. Getting giddy. Starting the engines rolling. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go as well. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to see some new matchups, man. Some people have moved around. We're going to see some new rivalries being born. And I think with the direction I think that we're going to end up going, I don't know yet. There's a lot to test. We got to get the game in hand and actually play it a little bit. But I think it's going to cause some people to be engaged. And we may see even more parity here in the OMFL. At least that is kind of the goal and the technique that we're aiming for. Well, Trey, I appreciate you. Maniac, we missed you. Maniac was trying to get here in time for the OMFL class introductions, but he wasn't able to make it. I appreciate Maniac. He's been helping me with content this summer. And we're going to start bringing back the Friday streams as often as they allow me to. Every Friday morning, we can talk gaming, we can talk sports. We're just trying to do something that engages the whole community. And we're going to start trying to bring back Press Pass Live. I don't know if we can go every Monday yet. I don't know if we have that kind of content, but we're almost there. We're almost there for OMFL Media Days, Press Pass Live, and all the other stuff.
Nate, we got content coming next week.
We do have Media Day starting next week. And then I think what am I, live on Monday afternoons, Wednesday afternoons, Friday mornings, Friday afternoons, Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, and Sunday afternoons. But I assume that's not what you're talking about.
Not only that, it was announced today, next week is radio on ESPN.
Yes, we need ratings. I need to decide my imports. I have no clue who I'm bringing because I got to see ratings to see what they're doing to my team. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to seeing all the rookie ratings.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some special quick, because I think they usually let them one a week and then they speed it up to one every couple of days or whatever, but we'll break them down position
doing
by
it
position.
every week.
There we go. Well, we'll have to do a Press Pass Live, a quick one where we pop in and talk ratings. Trey, it's good to see you, man. Go enjoy your last trip. Bill, thanks for popping in. I appreciate you guys. Let's get going, man. I'm ready to get Madden 24 in hand and get rolling here. Guys, take it easy, enjoy the last little bit of your break, but get ready. Come on, let's play. I'm ready to play. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace. How about now? Can you hear me now? There we go. I got to figure out a way. The problem is my mic has to be muted for me to go live. But if I mute it, you can't hear me. So I got to figure out a way to set up Discord to where I didn't have to do it through my PlayStation.
Smash that like and subscribe.
Yeah, anyway, it's going to take a little fiddling to figure out exactly what I want to do and how to do it. Man, I appreciate you. So you leave this weekend?